Good morning, boys and girls. Mrs. Scott just read you a fabulous book about a bear saying thank you. So today we are going to make a craft, and one of the characters brought Bear something on a plate. The little mouse brought him a huckleberry pie. Do you remember that? So we are going to make a pie. So for this craft, you need either a paper plate or a circle. So you need a brown crayon for the crust, scissors, glue, brown paper, and either tissue paper, blue or purple would work, or construction paper, or paper that you have colored. So the first thing we're going to do is with our brown crayon, make sure our pencil grasp we pinch, and we have these fingers into our palm. And we're going to take our pie and we are going to color the outside to make our pie crust. So you don't need to color the whole thing. I'm just going to go around and do a little bit of the edge like this. And we're going to go all the way around. So when we're coloring, we move our wrist. You see my wrist is going back and forth. Parents, we don't want them doing this or this. We want them with their hand and their wrist is just their wrist moving. So one of the things that I do in therapy is either a slanted surface, so like a binder, so it forces them to have their arm stabilized, or you can just gently hold their forearm here, and it forces them a little bit to move their wrist. So when we don't really want big, long motions, we want smaller motions, and we want it controlled, so we want them to take their time. Because if we do big motions like this, what happens is when we ask them to draw in smaller spaces, they can't do it. Or when we're asking them to write letters, they struggle. So, I'm making our pie. If they need a break because their hands get tired, you can have them stretch out their fingers or put their fingers all together and push them together to help stretch out their hands. Sometimes activities like this, especially with little hands, their hands can get tired. So you can give them a break if they need to, pause the video, let them stretch out their hands. You can also do the same thing on the table. So I'm almost done. And there's the start of my pie. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our tissue paper. And so either your tissue paper or your construction paper, whatever it is you have, you're going to pinch. Use our pincher fingers. All these fingers need to be in your palm. And if they need to, you can take something, got an eraser I'm going to put in the palm of my hand so that they have to hold it. So then you pinch and you pull one away and one down. So this is a prerequisite to cutting skills. So we have them tear paper. So you're going to tear the paper and we're going to glue it onto the plate. So you can tear, you don't have to have them super small, they can be about this size, like this. So I'm going to pinch, and our fingers go really close together and tear. So when they're using glue, have them use their pincher fingers to twist it. Don't do it for them. We really want them to learn some independence and do some of this for themselves. especially when if they're getting ready for kindergarten next year. I know it seems like a long ways out, but everything we do at school preps them for that. So we're just going to tear our paper and put it on our plate. It can overlap. It can be next to each other. Whichever your child prefers is fine. So I'm pinch, pinch, tear. Pinch, pinch, tear. So I had already teared these into smaller pieces, because when you have a bigger sheet, it's sometimes hard for them to manipulate. So whatever size your child is able to do is fine. Okay, I'm almost done with my pie. This looks like it's gonna be yummy. I bet the bear would love it. So there's my tissue paper on my plate. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our construction paper. And we're just going to use the scissors. Remember, thumb goes in the small hole and it always on top. Hold the paper with the other hand, thumb on top. Open the alligator mouth wide. And we're going to cut strips of paper. So these strips of paper are going to go across the top of the plate. So I'm going to glue on the back of my strip. So sometimes pies have lines across the top for the pastry instead of a full crust. So that is what we are doing. So I've got some strips I've already cut, so feel free to pause the video. And you can cut all your strips. So I cut some long ones and some short ones. So one of the things you can do is have your child decide, do they need a long piece to go across the whole plate, or would a short piece work? I'm going to use my long piece, and then I'm going to snip it along the edges. I'm going to do another one to go across.
This is called surprise. So how are they feeling? Surprise! And let's look at their face and their body. How do we know that they're
So now we have to put lines on the other way. So that it goes like this.
Oh, when we're surprised, our eyebrows go up.
Almost done.
So it's kind of like a mix of being scared and excited, right?
See? Walking like a pie now.
So being surprised is kind of like being scared and excited at the same time. Our arms might go up.
I'm trimming my edges as I go. And there is my huckleberry pie. It'll make a great addition to your fridge. I hope you enjoyed this craft, and I hope you really liked the book. We miss everybody that's not in school. Bye, guys.